This episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. You know, we've all got that one friend, haven't we? That one who finds all the best travel deals, picks the right cards, and somehow ends up in first class for the price of coach. Well, now you can be that friend because Smart Travel is like him or her, but in podcast form. They cover all things travel finance, like how to get real value from points, not just a tiny little reward at the end of checkout, or which flight deals are actually deals and not just clickbait, or when that convenient travel bundle might actually be a hidden tax in disguise, all that stuff. So travel smarter and spend less with help from NerdWallet. Follow Smart Travel wherever you get your podcasts. Armchair Explorer is a part of the Voyescape podcast network. Check out all of their shows from around the world at voyescape.com. Hey guys, welcome to Armchair Explorer. My name's Aaron Millar. I am a travel writer and your host, and today I'm sharing with you a bucket list bit of madness. Literal adventure insanity. I did it about 15 years ago now, up in the Highlands of Scotland. I've never forgotten it. It was one of my first travel writing jobs and definitely one of the maddest and one of the best. It is called the Glen Nevis River Race, and it involves going down a white water river with a pool floatie instead of a raft. No more spoilers than that. You're just going to have to listen in and stick around to the end too, because I'm going to be sharing a few more wacky outdoor adventures that you might want to check out this year. And if you do like this episode, share it. It would mean a heck of a lot to me personally. And thank you to everyone, by the way, that has shared and reviewed the show so far. I'm trying to get to 1,000 new followers this series, and we're about halfway, knocking on the door halfway there, which is awesome. I'm delighted, but I just need a little bit more of a push. So if this story makes you laugh, because I literally have never laughed so hard when I was doing it, then pass it on, share the love. My Instagram is at armchair-explorer podcast. I'm going to share some photos of me doing this. So if you want to see a close-up of me screaming down a whitewater rapid called the Leg Breaker, holding onto a pool floatie, check that out at Armchair Explorer Podcast. But enough of me. Let's head up to the absolutely beautiful Highlands of Scotland to do something utterly, utterly stupid. Are you ready? Let's go. I'm standing on the edge of a thundering 40-foot waterfall with an inflatable pool lilo in my hand, a swirling mass of white water beneath my feet, and a man telling me to jump. This is the defining moment of the River Nevis Race, an annual bout of Scottish lunacy which sees competitors fling themselves down a 2-mile stretch of whitewater rapids with nothing but a novelty inflatable device for company. As I step out into the thin air, I hear the crowd lift its voice just above the roar of the water, and for just an instant, though in my wildest fantasies I never thought it would happen this way, I am a true daredevil. I am World Extreme Lilo Champion. Up until that point, however, I was pretty much chewing my fingers off with fear. Set at the base of Glen Nevis, Scotland's highest peak near Fort William, contestants of the River Nevis Race are obliged to navigate the deepest and most dangerous parts of one of Scotland's most challenging rivers. The event is timed, with the winner taking home the highly coveted title of World Extreme Lilo Champion. I had come because, well, I was sent here by a newspaper to write about it, and I was desperate for the money. I'd never even done whitewater rafting before. On the day of the race, I woke early and drove into the shadow of that great mountain, a low cloud drizzle steadily fogging the glen around me. At race base camp, dance music blasted out from loudspeakers, punctuated by nervous laughter. I wandered among the cars and tents, checking out the assorted array of inflatable devices. Giant swans and porpoises, a killer whale, inflatable dinosaurs, and for one unfortunate soon-to-be husband, a blow-up doll. I went old school, inflatable air mattress with duct tape strapped to the side for makeshift handlebars. Someone with an inflatable yellow duck the size of a small car walked past me and scoffed. Fraser Copeland, the race organizer, was by the river's edge assessing conditions with Ben Starkey in charge of safety. "How's it looking?" I asked. Fraser looked at me. "It's fucking thumping," he said in that understated drawl Scotsmen have mastered purely to put the fear of God into the English. "You've got to expect to get knocked about a fair bit when you're doing it," Ben added helpfully. The race is intense and definitely not for the faint-hearted, but it's clearly not for the particularly serious either. As my fellow competitors and I were bussed up the 2 miles to the start of the race, we felt like extreme athletes, busily securing helmet straps and tightening knee and shoulder pads. But as we got out of the van, carrying our colourful array of inflatables towards the start of the race, we looked more like standard bearers in Monty Python's Navy. And therein, I think, lies the magic of the event. It provides one of those rare moments so acutely British when only the preposterousness of one situation matches the bravado required to see it through. I thumped gorilla fists onto my life jacket as I approached the river's edge. A crowd had gathered on the far side of a rocky gully where the water dropped steeply into a rapid called Dead Dog's Pool, funneling it into a disorientating swirl of hydraulic noise and energy. One by one, I watched as my fellow competitors leapt into the gorge and were instantly swept into the cauldron. The same look of white panic and shock etched on each of their faces as they surfaced from the freezing water, clinging desperately to their floaties. One by one, the line shortened and my time approached. With only a few seconds to go before my number was called, Fraser leaned over. "Break a leg, mate," he said with a cheeky grin. And then the whistle blew, and there was nothing for it. I jumped in. But as I crashed heavily through the first set of rapids, one hand extended through the foam, clinging desperately to my lilo, the other pushing off rocks and awkwardly trying to remount my ride, I realized that I was actually having the time of my life. The difference between watching a fast-flowing river and jumping in it is the difference between seeing a bottle of whiskey on the shelf and downing it in one. I was immersed in the experience, drunk on the adrenaline, and convinced nothing could stop me. As I passed a fellow competitor languishing on the rocks, I howled in competitive delight, overtaking him with a push off his giant inflatable tortoise. By heck, I thought to myself, I'm gonna win this damn thing. I didn't. Further down the course, I came unstuck numerous times, unable to navigate my craft around boulders and big drop-offs. I found myself lilo-less as often as not, floundering in white water with gradually decreasing amounts of elegance. I must have swallowed half the river before I'd made it halfway down. But it was worth it. Every second of the fear and exhaustion, even the bruises that appeared a few hours after the adrenaline subsided, didn't matter. Because after that defining jump, when my head finally popped above the foaming white water, gasping after an eternity of full surfaces, I understood that like those climbers who scale impossible mountains because they're there, this was one of those wild existential tonics, the same as that, only made sweeter by its playful eccentricity. To test your mettle against the elements is brave, but to be able to laugh at yourself while doing so is truly enlightening. Well, that's the River Nevis race. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was really fun reliving it with you. But before we go, as promised, here's a few more suggestions of how to laugh at yourself in the most extreme way possible. First up, let me tell you how to do this one. It's called the River Nevis Race. I did it about 15 years ago. It was one of my first jobs as a travel writer, back when I was prepared to do anything for a byline. To be honest, I pretty much still am. Because I did it so long ago, you guys are really going to need to go and research it and check it out. It's an annual summer event held in Glen Nevis in Scotland, which is beautiful anyway. Combine it with some hiking in the Highlands. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's all in aid of the local mountain rescue team, so it's for a good cause too. Free to enter. The only requirement is that you raise £100 for sponsorship. But go and check it out. I did it a long time ago, so you need to get the current details. A company called No Fuss Events were running it when I did it, and I think they still do, but you'll have to email them directly. It's a little bit covert, this whole event. The website is nofussevents.co.uk. Now, onto our roundup of the wacky outdoors. Charles, cue some wacky outdoors music. So if you're not content with surfing a lilo down some whitewater rapids, then why not try your hand at the World Bog Snorkeling Championships? Held each summer in a 60-yard trench dug out of a peat bog in Wales, contestants must push through dank, beast-infested bog water with their face submerged underwater, breathing through a snorkel in as quick a time as possible. And if that's not extreme enough for you, they also do the World Mountain Bike Bog Snorkeling Championship, where basically it's the same thing, but you have to ride a lead-framed bike underwater for the length of the course instead of snorkel it. You can check out both of those at green-events.co.uk for all the details. And the world record, by the way, for that bog snorkeling, if you're interested, is 1 minute and 18 seconds. It was set by Neil Rutter in 2018. And if you think you can beat that, well, the next one is the 30th of August this summer. And if you do enter it, definitely drop me a line. You are officially invited on the next pathways that Jason and I are doing to tell us all about it once you've cleaned up. This is another annual British tradition because it appears that the UK is the epicenter for all things wacky outdoors. This is the famous Gloucestershire cheese rolling. It's down Cooper's Hill, and it is not for the faint-hearted. Each year, daring contestants chase a rolling wheel of double Gloucestershire cheese down the steep hill, reaching speeds of up to 70 miles an hour. That's the cheese, not the people. This thrilling competition preserves an ancient tradition believed to date back to pre-Roman times, making it one of the UK's most unique and historic events. Every year, hundreds of spectators and participants gather at the top of the hill to witness this chaotic, adrenaline-fueled race, celebrating centuries of local heritage and daring feats. But people break bones all the time. It is bone-crunching, dangerous. People seriously go for it. You can look up some stuff on YouTube. I'll put a link in the show notes as well, and we'll share something on Instagram, Facebook at Armchair-explorer Podcast. Quick drop of the social there, but you got to check it out. It's insane. There's at least 2 or 3 people every year that just sprint down, head first down this super steep hill, and most of them, by the time they make it about halfway, are unintentionally cartwheeling, and it doesn't always end well. Check out cheese-rolling.co.uk for details of this year's event. And again, open invitation. If you survive and enter, you're welcome on the show. I'd love to hear all about it. Finally, here where I'm based in Colorado, there's something called the Frozen Dead Guy Days Festival, which I've actually done and taken part in, something called the Coffin Race. So let me tell you the story, the background to it. It starts in 1989 with a Norwegian man called Brado Morstall biting the bullet, getting packed into ice and sent to the hills above a town called Nederland, where his grandson, Turgmotzel, had ambitiously, some might say, attempted to build a cryogenic facility in his garden shed to house him. Talk about a man cave. Fast forward a few years, the grandson's deported and grandpa's left out in the cold. Or not. That was the problem. The cryogenic facility that he hand-built was in danger of not being very cryogenic anymore. So what did the town do? Call the cops? Contact a legitimate cryogenic facility? No. They threw a party. Frozen Dead Guy Days has been held every year since that first discovery to pay homage to the dead dude they found in the shed. You've got ice turkey bowling, you've got frozen t-shirt contests, brain freeze competitions, sub-zero salmon tosses, and just because it's weird, a Rocky Mountain oyster eating contest. That's balls to you and me. But the highlight is the coffin race, and let's just say you have to build a coffin, hold someone in it, and run around an obstacle course. I may actually do another bucket list wacky story about that one, because that is a whole other story. Me and some friends entered it. If you want to find out about that event and go and check it out, it's no longer held in the mountain town of Nederland. It's held in Estes Park, which is awesome because that is the base camp for Rocky Mountain National Park. If you're going to see Rocky Mountain National Park, you're probably going to stay in Estes Park or around there if you're not camping in the park itself. Estes Park is beautiful, by the way. So you can go to Visit Estes, that's ESTES.com, to find out all about it. It's held in February, and winter is a beautiful time to see Rocky Mountain National Park. Go snowshoeing. It's absolutely gorgeous. You'll have it all to yourself. So that's all we have time for, guys. Keep not taking yourself too seriously. It's all this adventure stuff is meant to be fun after all. And keep looking for wonder in the world, because no matter how preposterous it might be, the more we look for wonder in the world, the more the wonder of the world becomes a part of who we are. Dare to be truly alive. Armchair Explorer is produced by Armchair Productions. You can find our other shows at armchair-productions.com. My name's Aaron Millar. I write and present the show, and Charles Tyree does the audio editing and sound design. Thanks for listening, guys. Keep it silly. I'll see you next time.
I'm Max Hartshorn, host of the Go Nomad Travel Podcast. Every week, I bring you a short 5 to 8 minute escape to somewhere unexpected. I cover the kinds of travel stories you don't hear anywhere else, quirky destinations, unusual adventures, and people who make the world endlessly interesting. If you love discovering new places but don't have time for a long show, these bite-sized episodes are perfect for your commute, your walk, or your coffee break. Join me on the Go Nomad Travel Podcast and explore the world in just a couple of minutes.
If you want to travel more, ideally in luxury, but without the luxury price tag, this show is for you. I'm DeAndre Koch, and on Revolutionizing Your Journey, I use my unique vantage point as a financial advisor to break down exactly how my wife and I leverage credit card points and miles to fly business class, stay at 5-star resorts, and take bucket list trips for a fraction of the cost. Each week, I share real strategies packed with actionable tips and interview some of the smartest travelers in the game to help you revolutionize the way you travel. Travel well, live boldly, and find Revolutionizing Your Journey wherever you get your podcasts.